So Dewanna Bonner is going to be one of the top free agents in the WNBA. Like, if we're talking about free agents that actually moved, Satu, I'm not considering a free agent. And she was cored and traded for, but for actual free agents, I would consider Dewanna Bonner to be the best one so far that has moved team. Emma Mason is better than Dewanna Bonner, and wherever she goes, probably maybe the Lynx. Wherever she goes, she's a bigger factor. But Dewanna Bonner is a huge, huge player. And obviously, Dewanna Bonner has been talking positively about the Fever. So we're going to talk a little bit about her introductory press conference today. Before we get on to that, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 43.2 thousand subscribers by the end of the day. We are only 11 subscribers off. But anyway, let's take a look. So obviously, the Fever have been talking about Dewanna Bonner. The press conference happened. And let's take a look at some of the clips. These are just ones that I found on Twitter. Was not able to watch the whole press conference because, well, I have been incredibly busy and out for today. So yeah, let's take a listen right here.
It's funny because I kept texting Amber like, okay, give me one more day to think. Give me one more day to think. I said that like 5 days in a row. And they were so patient with me, and I'm so thankful for that because it was such a big decision for me and my family. So, yeah, I actually got a couple text messages from my teammates now, and I'm like, okay, I wanted to make sure that they wanted a vet in the locker room because it's different when you have a vet on your team, and and the goals, the drive, and the leadership is different. So I got those text messages, and they're like, okay, I talked to my kids, and they're like, yeah, Mom, Indiana, like, let's just leave Indiana. You're right there, because I'm usually away from them when I'm in Connecticut for 4 or 5 months, and I maybe see them once. So I knew from the beginning that all the lines kind of connected to Indiana. I mean, the position, the basketball they play. Steph and the AK left, and then came here, so it was just kind of like, all right, I knew it, but it was just like, should I do this? Should I not? Should I do this? And then I call Amber, and I'm like, all right, I'm in. And yeah, tears flowed a little bit, and yeah, I'm excited to be here.
So yeah, obviously Indiana, look, it makes sense geographically. And obviously, basketball-wise, it makes big sense as well.
Impressive. I think everybody's seen the second half of their season, and it was an unbelievable season. And I just felt like
Apologies about the low volume. I actually can't make it any higher than it is right now.
impressive. It was an unbelievable season, and I just felt like they had a dynamic core, and I just wanted to be another puzzle piece into what they had. And hopefully I can give my knowledge, my leadership, and give it to, these young players. So when I retire, they can, pass it along. So I feel like they're young, but I also feel like they're a great young. They don't need too much coaching and too much leadership. They kind of figured it out themselves, and I'm just hoping that I can add to it and make basketball a little easier for them, and as well they can make it a little easier for me.
How do you think that competitive spirit between you two can push each other? And then secondly, how do you think it can fit with her, just complimentary-wise on the court play style?
I'm glad you asked that question because my inbox has been going crazy about that moment, but I think it's just two competitive players that want to win and push their team to get over the finish line. It's playoffs, so emotions are high.
Apologies, it's incredibly low.
I can be more excited to step on the court with Caitlin. We actually had a great workout this morning, and I think we just feed well off each other.
And that's the thing, like, it's funny when people are talking about it. It's like, there's a very much difference between competitive nature and anything else. Like, I remember a lot of people like, oh, about Julie Van Luke, she shoved Caitlin, as like, they just kind of went at it with each other. And I'm just saying this right now. At the start of the year, I was always saying, I was like, look, I don't care about the Dijonay stuff at the start of the year. Once it went to the Twitter finger stuff, fair enough. But like, two players can hate each other on the court as long as it stays on the court. Like, doing what Kennedy Carter did was probably a step too far from being competitiveness. But like, getting into Caitlin Clark's face, cool. Who cares? It's sports. It's basketball. So obviously from the Fever themselves, let's listen to what Dewanna Bonner has said. I want to win a championship. I'm a winner. I've always been a winner. There's no greater feeling. Playing with Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, and Aaliyah Boston's going to be easier to score. That's funny. That's funny. Obviously, like you've Tamika Catchings was checking on her. Obviously with this one here, Caitlin's going to make it easier to score. Is there anyone she left out as a half quote? She definitely mentioned Caitlin Clark as well. I've no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And obviously, she had an entire interview here talking about her leadership skills and everything. And Dewanna Bonner is going to be the real vet leader on this team. Because Natasha Howard's good. She's a vet. She's a vet. She's going to make the game easier. She's a 3-time champion. She's probably... I genuinely think in Natasha Howard's own mind, she is the most disrespected player in WNBA history. There is nobody that would have 3 rings, a defensive player of the year, be a multiple-time All-Star, be averaging 17 points per game last season, and no one give a damn who you are. So I think that's why Natasha Howard's there. Dewanna Bonner just wants to win another ring. She wants to be near her kids, and she wants to win another ring. I think this is her last year, and if it's not her last year, it's her second last year. And I think she thought she'd have better. And also, again, if her kids are in Indiana, going to Phoenix, which a lot of people are like, oh, she'll go to Phoenix, play with Lisa Thomas, is a lot further from, it's far away. It's far away. So, yeah, obviously spending time with her kids is her priority. And then you've got, it helps with basketball. And I'll talk about this in another video, but Caitlin Clark is one of the best players in the world. Dewanna Bonner is one of the best players of all time. I always said that what I would have loved to have seen was in Diana Taurasi's last season to take the minimum and go play with Caitlin Clark. I always said that. Because I thought that would have been the perfect send-off to the greatest of all time career. A lot of people are saying Caitlin Clark could be next GOAT. For Taurasi to say, you know what, I'm going to leave Phoenix for 1 year and I'm going to mentor the player that might take over for me. That would have been the perfect send-off for Diana Taurasi's career if she was going to play 1 more year. But it could be the perfect send-off for Dewanna Bonner as well. Because we're going to be honest, Dewanna Bonner is a higher level player right now than Diana Taurasi. So if Dewanna Bonner can help turn Caitlin Clark, can be part of the Caitlin Clark story, it cements her legacy. Look, Dewanna Bonner is already a Hall of Famer. Dewanna Bonner is one of the 30 greatest players of all time. Actually, screw that. One of the 20 greatest players of all time. Maybe didn't have the peak of a lot of the greats, but purely on longevity. Still, though, she's probably going to end up as the 3rd leading scorer of all time behind only Taurasi and Tina Charles. With that being said, I think she's a perfect vet for the Fever. I think she helps the Fever in the present, and I do think her leadership will help the Fever in the future to hopefully end up making some of their goals, to be honest. So yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Dewanna Bonner is going to be a good vet? Do you guys think she's going to be a bad vet? Do you guys think they should have just went full youth? Or do you guys think bringing in Dewanna Bonner at the expense of Grace Berger and Katie Lou was a bad idea? I don't think anyone's answering yes to that last one. But anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.